Have you spotted how the sharpest mind in your circle simply faded away? That exceptional acquaintance from university with the freshest concepts, no updates from them lately. That colleague who spotted details others overlooked. They resigned abruptly and erased their online presence. The prodigy, folks claimed, headed for big achievements. They relocated to a distant spot and severed all connections. What became of them? Did they stumble? Did they collapse? Did they surrender? Discover what Carl Jung uncovered that shifts the entire perspective. Gifted individuals don't fade due to defeat. They fade since the world insisted they transform into another person. And eventually, they cease the act. If you've sensed the impulse to fade, to retreat, to abandon it all, Jung's findings confirm you're not flawed. You're reacting logically to an environment that penalizes authenticity. Across eras, this cycle loops without end. Carl Jung personally retreated to his rock structure in Bollingen, constructing it piece by piece manually, laboring in total seclusion. Grigori Perelman cracked a top-math puzzle, turned down a huge cash award, and exited scholarly circles entirely. Bobby Fischer ruled the chess world, then retreated into suspicious seclusion. Emily Dickinson crafted groundbreaking verses, while seldom venturing from her chamber. The trend is clear. The most luminous thinkers don't climb social ladders. They silently depart. But what drives it? Which mental dynamics render this retreat unavoidable? Right now, I'll uncover precisely why gifted folks withdraw from the crowd. This is Carl Jung's revelation on clever vanishing, and it could clarify all your inner sensations. Let's dive in. Carl Jung transformed mental science through a key insight, the shared subconscious. This represents the common psychological blueprint all humans receive. The convictions, impulses, and templates ingrained in your psyche prior to conscious thought. But Jung's finding that alters the view. The majority never break loose from this shared subconscious. They process ideas their surroundings implanted. They desire items promotions dictate. They accept what power figures embedded. And the startling element, they remain unaware of it. They truly think they're reasoning freely, yet they're merely reusing embedded notions. Jung termed this existing in alignment with the group, all donning identical thought attire, all adhering to the identical hidden guide. However, gifted individuals instinctively liberate from this group imprinting. They challenge received convictions. They pierce cultural shaping. They identify that what crowds label as truth is merely popular fiction. Jung labeled this liberation self-realization, evolving into your genuine essence instead of the world's duplicate. And here's the trouble spot. Since the world not only resents self-realization, it retaliates harshly. Consider this mental fact. Encountering a physically robust individual, you could respect them. Meeting a richer person, you might covet them. But facing someone mentally advanced, a unique reaction occurs in your head. Brain science studies explain it. When folks sense mentally lesser, their amygdala, the mind's alarm for danger, activates intensely. A 2019 Princeton research showed mental advancement sparks identical alert as bodily risk. Your cleverness directly engages their basic survival modes. Experts name this the reflection phenomenon. A clever individual doesn't merely offer concepts. They echo others' shortcomings. Their existence highlights mental averageness, and people go to extremes to shield their self-image from such echo. This explains Socrates' death sentence, Galileo's confinement, Alan Turing's push to self-destruction despite preserving countless existences. Not for erroneous concepts, but since their accuracy proved unbearable. Have you faced this? You express a layered idea. Silence falls. You highlight a clear mismatch. Folks brand you pessimistic. You pose a profound query. The talk shifts instantly. This isn't random, it's mental protection. When folks meet reasoning beyond their grasp, their mind doesn't elevate to match. It seeks to remove the hazard, and the hazard is you. Here's an overlooked aspect of high cleverness in everyday circles. Each exchange demands adaptation effort. Jung noted, isolation stems not from lacking companions nearby, but from failing to express what matters most to you. This forms the constant agony for the sharp psyche. You reason in frameworks and trends. They reason in specific cases. You link across fields. They view separate events. You discuss likelihoods. They discuss firm truths. Thus, you adapt every dialogue. You condense your varied ideas into flat declarations they handle. You eliminate subtlety, remove layers, simplify intricacy. And this adaptation drains the spirit, since you're not only easing your expression, you're reducing your reasoning. Your intellect resembles tissue. Operate under potential for too long, and it weakens. Each moment simplifying ideas means a moment of mental erosion. Jung grasps this deeply. His dives into shared subconscious, his fascination with transformation arts and meaningful coincidences, all exceeded his contemporaries' grasp, so he halted adaptations. He retreated to his structure in Bollingen, devoted years to solitary labor, erecting the edifice manually, rock upon rock. Folks deemed him mad, claimed a crisis. But he achieved the reverse. He attained true soundness, since soundness isn't conforming to a flawed world. Soundness is rejecting group madness. This marks the initial cause for clever folks vanishing. Adaptation fatigue grows intolerable. They recognize decades spent shrinking to suit dull exchanges. And suddenly they wonder, what's the point? What benefit from this role? The response crushes. Zero. Utterly zero. So they halt. They retreat. They vanish. Not beaten, but enlightened. Jung pinpointed a further idea, clarifying clever vanishing, the facade. This signifies the cover you display for the crowd, the addition of you shown for approval. For many, the divide between facade and real self stays narrow. The cover seems innate. But for gifted folks, the divide widens to an abyss. The facade the world requires, basic, definite, pleasant, expected, diverges so much from their true core that donning it turns into mental agony. You must conceal inquiries, simplify insights, act unaware of trends others ignore daily. Jung penned, life's greatest gift is evolving into your real self, yet the world insists otherwise. The world insists you stay as it requires. Allow me to illustrate. You're at a gathering. A person offers a concept with multiple clear weaknesses. You detect them immediately, yet experience taught silence, since prior critiques earned tags like unhelpful, uncooperative, overly judgmental. So you remain quiet. You observe the flawed scheme pass. You foresee its downfall precisely, and a fragment of you fades. This recurs many times weekly, countless yearly, each instance picking facade above genuineness, You select approval above honesty, until eventually you admit, I barely recall my true identity. This cover clung so long, the features below blurred. A 2021 Stanford inquiry revealed folks with IQs over 130 devote roughly 6 to 8 hours daily acting average. That's an extra occupation of feigning, and soon they can't sustain it. So they vanish to reclaim identity, cease acting, and commence existing. This mirrors Jung's actions in Bollingen. Distant from those requiring simplicity, he erected his structure rock by rock, a tangible symbol of mental rebuilding. He didn't flee. He created the soul setting for authenticity. Jung presented a fresh, groundbreaking notion, the hidden side. This denotes the aspects we reject admitting, the characteristics we dismiss, the realities we avoid confronting. And Jung's revelation, gifted folks automatically activate others' hidden sides. Entering a space, an unseen shift happens in others' psyches. Their mental boundaries appear. Their slack reasoning shows. This ignites what experts term hidden side casting. Rather than admitting personal boundaries, folks cast unease onto you. You're conceited. You're showy. You believe yourself above all. But the reality, you did nothing. Your simple being sparked their hidden side. Have you observed? You uttered no conceit, yet labeled conceited. You asserted no dominance, yet charged with assuming dominance. You merely operated at innate capacity, and that sufficed as menace. This hidden side casting explains why clever folks vanish, not for fearing judgment, but wariness from assaults on uncommitted acts, fatigue handling others' mental shields merely by being. Here's a further reality Jung comprehended. Spotting trends renders folks foreseeable, and foreseeability kills a sharp intellect. Jung stated, reasoning proves tough. Hence, most judge. Grasping this, it sticks forever. You anticipate their words pre-utterance. You predict reactions pre-action. Since most don't reason, they run community routines. The Dunning-Kruger phenomenon clarifies it. Low skill folks vastly inflate their skill. They view themselves innovative while utterly standard. You endure yet another policy debate with recycled group slogans. Another bond talk with echoed guidance from identical growth tomes, and you ponder, this dialogue repeated 23 ways with 23 folks each deeming originality. This awareness devastates since cleverness seeks freshness, sudden links, startling revelations. Yet human actions once decoded provide zero. This drove Jung to texts over events, past thinkers over current peers. Since Nietzsche might yet astonish, Kant might yet test, but typical event attendees, fully foreseeable. Why invest in foreseeable routines when fresh concepts linger in aloneness? And this spotlights Jung's bold revelation. The world isn't built to welcome cleverness, it's built to quell it. Jung saw every community prioritizes steadiness above honesty, uniformity above novelty, ease above expansion, and cleverness endangers each. The clever one raises uneasy inquiries, penetrates soothing deceptions, upends steady orders. Thus, communities form defense mechanisms, methods to counter the danger sans confession. They avoid stating, "We quell cleverness." They state, "You don't match the vibe. You're overly fervent. You're analyzing too much." The core message persists, alter or depart. Preference for current state accounts for it. The brain favors known concepts over fresh honesties, even superior ones. This causes groundbreaking concepts, initial mockery. Creators, early penalties, talents perishing poor, then honored later. Communities adopt cleverness post, demise alone when harmless. Jung demonstrated it. Alive, scholarly mental science rejected him as vague and unscientific. Now, his ideas underpin the field. But he needed to vanish from scholars to craft them, needed to erect his structure and operate alone. The efforts rendering him eternal demanded invisibility. Jung passed in 1961, yet today's world heightens each push driving clever folks to vanishing. Online networks favor basics over profundity. Spreadable material trumps deep review. The clever face a hopeless pick. Shrink ideas to snippets or get overlooked, consider viral hits. Basic claims, extreme stances, feeling pools, disputes. Now consider clever reasoning traits. Shades, contingencies, precise logic, layers. These clash with current systems. A 2022 MIT review of vast tweet data revealed false data travels sixfold quicker than honest. Why? Deception simplify, honesty complicates, and systems favor simplicity. Outcome: clever folks exit open forums swifter than before. Current jobs share the issue. They profess prizing novelty, yet truly prize uniformity in set structures. The one doubting the structure spotting core issues. Tagged uncooperative, soon excluded. Grigory Perelman illustrated it flawlessly. He resolved the Poincaré conjecture, a prime math enigma, offered top honor and vast prize, declined each, vanished from scholars fully. Folks claim madness, yet perhaps clear vision. The setup praising his fix would demand role playing. He picked unseen genuineness over praised role. Each major thought advance stemmed from mainstream retreat. Newton crafted key efforts amid disease isolation at home grounds. Darwin shaped change theory alone at Down House over years. Kant stayed within 10 miles of birth town in deeply secluded existence. Emily Dickinson penned 800 verses, rarely exiting her space. Mere few appeared alive. Now, hailed as top US verse creator, Nikola Tesla ended solo in lodging feeding birds outdoors. The community now praising him fully deserted him living. The cycle spans fields. Communities don't praise active cleverness, barely endures it, wrecks it worst, markets it after death. Jung named this the hounding of the realized psyche. If these trends ring true, you're likely nearing your own vanishing start. Here mark Jung's indicators. You emerge drained post-social exchanges, not revived. You'd pick study or ponder over assemblies. You decline invites guilt-free. You sense career detachment despite skill. You quiet in talks, not for lack of input, but since clarification seems futile. You increase solo time, feeling ease not isolation. These signal not gloom. They signal cleverness claiming needed surroundings. A 2020 British Psychology Journal study showed high clever folks note reduced life joy from mingling. Experts decided higher cleverness means lesser mingling gain. This isn't illness, it's nature. Your mind wires uniquely. It demands unique feeds, unique settings, and crowds can't supply needs. The issue isn't if you'll vanish. If truly clever, likely yes. The issue conscious or unaware vanishing. Jung's response: aware, retreat-proof sound, essential, fruitful. Thus, here's Jung's core grasp. Clever folks don't dodge defeat via vanishing. They dodge defeat's mandate. The world requires idea shrinking, depth concealment, simplicity role. Obeying assures defeat, defeat in self-evolution, defeat in significant efforts. So they vanish not weakly but strongly. They select unseen genuineness over seen role. And in vanishing, they commence destined efforts. Jung showed it personally. Post-fruit split, he retreated, erected structure rock on rock. And in retreated area, he shaped ideas transforming mental science. None feasible in accepted limits. His vanishing didn't end impact. It launched true efforts. Ponder your vanishing losses. Dull talks boring you. Job maneuvers draining you. Social roles tiring you. Endorsement from uncomprehending folks. Now ponder gains. Hours for profound labor. Aria for real reasoning. Release from endless adaptation. Chance for true identity. The choice shines. So if retreat tugs, Jung advises trust it. Not frailty summons. Your real self claims needed area. Crowds deem worrisome. Kin fret. Peers assume surrender. But you grasp truth. You don't vanish from existence. You vanish into it. Into genuine existence, real efforts, actual identity. The globe needs no more shrinking for others' ease. It needs your peak power, full layers, total cleverness. And that demands retreat from all built to shrink you. So erect your structure. Locate calm area beyond world demands. Sever bonds draining overfeeding. Exit jobs prizing uniformity above input. Cease clarifying to never grasping folks. And in vanishing, at last start. Carl Jung vanished from core mental science, and his concepts now shape it. Emily Dickinson vanished from crowds, and her verses endure forever. They didn't vanish for failing crowd thrive. They vanished since crowd thrive meant failing all vital. This marks Jung's core revelation. Presence in flawed world isn't victory, it's involvement. Vanishing from group madness isn't defeat, it's soundness. The efforts in retreated area, unseen by blind ones, that's the efforts truly shifting the globe. So vanish, erect your structure, perform your efforts. Since the clever don't vanish to evade crowds, they vanish to at last appear to themselves. If this resonated, hit like and subscribe to Wake and Win for more insights.